Are you absolutely furious, Leafs Nation? Furious that year after year, the same dream of a true, undisputed number one defenseman remains just that, a dream? For too long, we've yearned for that cornerstone presence, a player who can anchor the blue line, quarterback the power play, and elevate this team to genuine Stanley Cup contention. But what if the endless wait, the agonizing anticipation, is finally over? What if the player to fill that gaping void, the generational talent capable of transforming Toronto's defensive fortunes, isn't just available, but could be pried away from a division rival in a blockbuster deal that would send shockwaves across the entire National Hockey League? Could Rasmus Dahlin, the captain of the Buffalo Sabres and one of the league's most dynamic young blue liners, truly be the answer? The missing piece that finally completes the Maple Leafs championship puzzle? The mere thought of such a seismic shift, a trade of this magnitude between two Atlantic Division foes, is enough to ignite a firestorm of speculation and fervent debate. But as whispers turn to murmurs and murmurs into full-blown trade proposals, the tantalizing prospect of Rasmus Dahlin donning the iconic blue and white jersey gains undeniable traction. This isn't just about acquiring a good defenseman. It's about landing a franchise-altering talent, a player who could redefine the Maple Leafs' identity and finally deliver on the promise that has eluded them for so long. The genesis of this audacious trade idea lies in the increasingly murky waters surrounding Rasmus Dahlin's tenure in Buffalo. Last season, reports, though swiftly denied by the player himself, surfaced suggesting a growing discontent, a desire to escape the prolonged futility that has plagued the Sabres for what feels like an eternity. While Dahlin publicly refuted these claims, the hockey world knows that where there's smoke, there's often a flicker of fire. The Sabres are currently mired in a staggering 15-year playoff drought, a soul-crushing stretch that would test the patience and resolve of even the most stoic competitor. For a player of Dahlin's immense talent, a Norris Trophy candidate in the making, the emotional and psychological toll of consistently playing meaningful hockey only to fall short of the postseason must be immense. It's not a stretch to imagine that a kernel of truth might indeed exist within those rumors, a deep-seated yearning for a chance to compete on the biggest stage. If that yearning, that hunger for meaningful hockey, were to reach a tipping point, it could compel Dahlin to consider waiving his no-movement clause, a significant hurdle for any team looking to acquire him. And if he were to look for a new home, a destination offering both a chance to win and the spotlight his talent deserves, few places shine brighter than Toronto. The opportunity to escape the shadows of Buffalo's perpetual rebuild and step onto the grand stage of one of the league's most passionate markets, with a legitimate shot at the playoffs, could be an irresistible lure for the 25-year-old Swedish phenom. So, if the stars were to align, if the whispers of discontent in Buffalo were to become a roar, and if the desire for a fresh start in a winning environment were to motivate Dahlin, what would such a monumental trade look like? The proposed package is nothing short of a blockbuster, a high-stakes gamble for both sides that could reshape their respective futures. The Toronto Maple Leafs would acquire Rasmus Dahlin, the dynamic two-way defenseman they've coveted for years. In return, the Buffalo Sabres would receive a significant haul, veteran defenseman Morgan Reilly, highly touted prospect Easton Cowan, and a coveted 2028 first-round draft pick. Let's dissect this proposed deal, starting with the pieces heading to Buffalo. Morgan Reilly, a long-serving Maple Leaf, would be a crucial component. For Reilly, who has spent his entire career under the intense, often suffocating scrutiny of the Toronto media and its ravenous fan base, a change of scenery might be a welcome relief. The emotional and psychological toll of playing in such a demanding market, where every mistake is magnified and every playoff exit feels like a national tragedy, is undeniable. A move to a more laid-back market like Buffalo, where he could still play significant minutes and contribute to a rebuilding effort without the constant pressure cooker environment, could be incredibly appealing. Reilly is a solid puck-moving defenseman, a veteran presence who could bring stability and leadership to a young Sabres blue line. Even if he isn't considered an elite true number one blue liner in the same vein as Dahlin, his experience and offensive instincts will be valuable assets for a team looking to develop its young core. Then there's Easton Cowan, the high-end prospect the Sabres would undoubtedly insist upon. When trading a player of Dahlin's caliber, a foundational piece for any franchise, the return must include a premium young talent with star potential. Cowan, with his impressive skill set and promising trajectory, fits that bill perfectly. He represents the future, a potential top six forward who could grow alongside Buffalo's other young stars, becoming a key part of their long-term vision. Giving up a prospect of Cowan's quality would be a difficult pill for the Leafs to swallow, but it's the kind of sacrifice necessary to acquire a truly elite talent. Finally, the 2028 first-round pick adds a crucial element of future value for the Sabres. With the Maple Leafs not possessing first-round selections in 2026 or 2027, the 2028 pick becomes a logical and necessary inclusion to sweeten the pot. This future asset provides Buffalo with another high-value card to play, either by drafting an impact player or using it as a trade chip to acquire other pieces as their rebuild progresses. It's a testament to Dahlin's immense value that such a comprehensive package, including a veteran, a top prospect, and a future first-rounder, would be required to even begin discussions. Now, let's turn our attention to the transformative impact Rasmus Dahlin would have on the Toronto Maple Leafs. For years, the team's blue line has been a subject of intense debate and often frustration. While Morgan really has been a valiant and productive defenseman, few would categorize him as a true number one in the mold of a Cale Makar or Victor Hedman. He's an excellent puck mover and an offensive threat, but the Leafs have lacked that dominant all-situations blue liner who can single-handedly control the flow of the game from the back end. Enter Rasmus Dahlin. At just 25 years old, with over 500 NHL games already under his belt, Dahlin is not just a promising young talent. He is an established star, a player who could very well be hoisting the Norris Trophy in the near future. His numbers speak for themselves. A career-best 15 goals and 58 assists for 73 points in the 2022-23 season, followed by impressive 17 goals and 68 points in the most recent campaign, where he also topped the 20-goal mark. These are not just respectable totals. They are elite numbers for a defenseman, showcasing his incredible offensive prowess, his ability to drive play, and his burgeoning defensive maturity. Dahlin would instantly become the true number one defenseman the Maple Leafs have been searching for since the days of Tomas Cabrera. He possesses a rare combination of offensive flair, defensive responsibility, and leadership that would instantly elevate every aspect of Toronto's game. Imagine him quarterbacking the power play, his vision and passing opening up new dimensions to the Leafs' already potent forward group. Picture him shutting down opposing top lines, his skating and stick work disrupting plays before they even fully develop. His presence would not only strengthen the defensive core, but also allow other defensemen to settle into more suitable roles, creating a more balanced and formidable blue line. Overall, this isn't just an upgrade. It's a paradigm shift, a foundational piece that could finally allow the Leafs to compete with the league's elite on a consistent basis. Beyond the statistical impact, there's a crucial winning factor for Dahlin himself. His biggest frustration in Buffalo has undoubtedly been the team's inability to make the playoffs. While he has publicly denied a desire to leave, the reality of playing 7 tough seasons without a single postseason appearance must weigh heavily on a player of his competitive drive. By landing in Toronto, Dahlin would immediately find himself on a team with legitimate playoff aspirations, a club that at the very least offers him a consistent shot at playing meaningful hockey in April and beyond. While the debate about whether the Maple Leafs are true Stanley Cup contenders will always rage, there's no denying that they are a perennial playoff team. For Dahlin, the opportunity to finally experience the intensity and excitement of the postseason, to compete for something tangible, could be the ultimate motivator, unlocking even greater levels of his already prodigious talent. This hypothetical trade, while complex and fraught with challenges, represents a tantalizing vision for the Toronto Maple Leafs. It's a bold, audacious move that could finally address their most pressing need, bringing in a legitimate franchise defenseman in Rasmus Dahlin. For the Sabres, it's a difficult but potentially necessary step, acquiring a strong package of assets to bolster their ongoing rebuild. For Dahlin, it's a chance to escape the shadows of futility and embrace the spotlight of a winning environment. The hockey world will hold its breath, watching to see if such a monumental swap could truly come to pass, forever altering the landscape of the Atlantic Division. What's your take on this potential blockbuster? Does the thought of Rasmus Dahlin anchoring the Maple Leafs blue line fill you with unbridled excitement? Or do you see too many hurdles for such a deal to ever materialize? Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comment section below. And if you're as thrilled by the prospect of this game-changing trade as we are, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the biggest stories in hockey.